Critics out to California, and we're gonna get him all like he's gonna be proper here real soon. He'll be able to speak fine.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to if he goes to California, this is what he got to do. He's got to go to eat some chicken waffles, right? That's part of the trip. He's got to go to
Chicken
the
waffles. That's like
chicken.
in the South.
No, what are you talking about? California chicken waffles. Isn't that the thing you do in
What?
California? Chicken
No
waffles.
chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles. Like if
You know, when I
listen, come
was in the
on.
South, it was like that, but not in California.
No, come on. Somebody defend me on chat, please. If you go to California, you do
I'm
chicken
from
and
NorCal.
waffles. No, I was in Anaheim. What was it? 2 years ago,
Chicken and
and
waffles.
I went to a place called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And because to me it was weird, right? Like, what do you mean chicken and waffle? This is weird. What do you mix a waffle, which is perfect in my view? Well, chicken's great too, but a waffle is perfect. Why are you gonna mix that with chicken? And the person that invited me to the restaurant, he's like, "Nah, nah, listen, this is the thing. This is it. You got to go to Chicken and Waffles if you're in Cali." And we went. Pecci was with me that day, and it was actually delicious. It was weird, but it was delicious. So
That sounds creepy weird. I don't know. I'm on Aussie,
Yeah,
so that just seems super odd
well, critics,
combination.
I'm telling you because that was told to me by a native Californian. You got to have chicken and waffles if you want to be fluent in English and if you want to blend in. Chicken and waffles.
no,
Write that down.
it's a Southern
I
California.
think I have to be for at least 3 or 4 months then, because if I'm going to eat that, I'm going to be sick for the first month. I think.
What? No, no. See, look at that. That's poetry right
What
there.
the
Look at
fuck?
that picture.
Yeah, no, I ain't claiming that. I ain't claiming
That looks like it's going to eat me.
I will cook for you, critics. I will cook for you.
No, but
Don't worry.
if Bonnie cooks, you're not gonna get the full.
Oh, I
You know.
cook better than I sing, baby.
No, I don't doubt it. Oh wow.
That's talking up your cooking for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, that is talking up your cooking. Now you have to.
Oh
Now
my
you have to deliver.
Y'all
Like-
need
Now
to
you have
come.
to come to
Yeah.
Australia. Yeah.
Now you have to deliver. So critics, tell me, are you
Well,
really gonna travel to Cali this year? Is that the plan? Because that's awesome. If you are, that's awesome.
That's always been the plan. So yeah, I hope it's going to happen, because we have been talking about it a long time, and it just needs to happen.
Absolutely. This is the first time, like we've said, this is the first time I've heard him so long, heard his voice, but we talk like every day almost on Skype. We go through phases where, because I'm traveling internationally quite often for Magic. He lives over there, so my husband's there over in the UK, and then we're over here trying to bring him over here. So I go through these phases where it's like I'm working a lot and talking to critics, and we're just talking every single day and da 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 da. And this has been like this for like 5 years. I mean, we're doing tons and tons of tracks, and I never really hear his voice, but he's like family. He's like a brother. So it's like he's totally family to me. So
Well, that's it. That's it. Then you can't weasel your way out of going to
yeah, no,
California
no,
this
he's
year.
coming to California. That's
See,
done.
I'm gonna
That's
I'm gonna
happening.
explain something to you. When people say that, you're like a brother to me. That comes with compromise. It's like, so now if you were to say, "Oh, listen, no,
He's
this
just
year,"
coming, right? No
yeah,
compromise.
exactly. It's like, no, listen, this year I was gonna do it, but then what happened was I had this shirt that I usually use. Nah, no excuse now. You gotta go. So,
No,
critics,
he's
so tell me more about you. How did you get into music? I know how you met Bonnie, and that's pretty ninja. And the fact that you guys have been working in music for so long is even more ninja because it's 7 years now. I think that is remarkable. Five?
That's epic.
Oh, I think you said
honestly.
2010.
He could be right. Never mind. Just it's somewhere. It's
Come on, Bonnie, come on.
I have no concept of time anymore.
Well,
I
the
really
bio
don't.
is being
I
written
just
right
let it
now.
go.
So, yeah.
I'm with you, Sound Agent. Honestly, I have no concept of time since having kids.
There
It's
you go.
just gone.
And I have 2 kids, so that's exactly. So
Well,
yeah.
so there you go. Well, you both have good excuses. So critics, tell me, how did you find Steam because of Bonnie? Is that how it happened?
Yeah, she introduced me to it. So yeah, it's thanks to her I'm on Steam. It made me a couple of bucks. So yeah, that's always good.
But before
Uh,
before this, were you ever on cryptos? Did you have a little bit of Bitcoin or no?
no, no, I was planning on when Bitcoin came out. I was planning on buying some,
Okay,
but with my stupid face, I didn't do it.
your
If I
stupid
did, I
face.
would be a millionaire. But yeah, I missed that chance. So now I hope Steam it blows up, and yeah, I can still have a chance to be to get some good money out of it.
You know,
I
my
think you are for sure going to be able to get some good money out of it with your talent, honestly.
oh, for
Well,
sure.
we're
That's
taking
good to
this
hear.
place.
Thanks.
This is the plan. Steemit has changed the whole fucking system. we are
Mhm.
taking this shit places. We were taking this shit places before we were making money, and so now we have this opportunity. It's just gonna get us there faster because we're just gonna make more music and
You know,
never stop.
speaking
Absolutely.
of using Steam properly, and I was having a conversation, and I'm gonna say this to anybody who is not to say that I'm qualified because I'm not qualified. Okay, let me put that disclaimer out there. But take this for what it is. This is my opinion, and that's all. I think that because we are still early in the game, yes, there's a lot of people hopping on Steam. It yes, the other day we broke another record for people that submitted, I guess you could say a request to get an account open and all this stuff. Yeah, that is happening. We are still early in the game,
Oh
right?
yeah, very
Now,
early. We
yeah,
are
we're
in the
still early in the
beginning.
game. So I tell people right now is the time to be thinking long term. What I mean by that is this: regardless of what art you are doing, or if you're doing art to begin with, because you could just be doing political pieces or whatnot. Right now is the time where you should be thinking, oh, how am I gonna amass more steam power? Because it is not just my opinion. I mean, who am I, right? But Steam is going up, and it's going to be extremely difficult 4, 5, 6 months down the road to have a Dolphin account. It's going to be like, what are you talking about? Dolphin account? That's like 50 grand. Who's got 50 grand? It's going to be like that. So right now is the time. And yeah, I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but I'm just saying that because the people that are on this chat,
I'm
a
with
lot
you.
of them are minnows, and I think it's important to keep in mind that we're still early in the game, we're still early adopters, and this whole idea that we missed the train, yeah, that might be the true in Bitcoin, like for Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, arguably Litecoin, but it's not true on Steam. So if we are here now and we're doing what we're doing, Qittrix, you are early in the game still. So you're here, you didn't miss that train, and you can do something fantastic for your music, for your career. Which
Can
you
I
are, yeah.
We're
jump
excited.
in quickly? Just before we started, Osbit sent me this graphic. I'll drop it into chat. But for those of you who don't know, basically there is an Alexa rating, which ranks all of the websites
Oh, I
on.
saw this. Yeah. Well, we're like in the top 1,000 now. We're about to break it.
We are in the top 1,000. We are 778 in America. So
Ow!
this is
That's
massive
amazing. That's
news,
massive
guys.
news. That's
Like
amazing.
it's huge for all of us. So I thought I'd just drop that while we're on sort of that topic. We are definitely going places. We're definitely in at the right time. We're in at the beginning. Even if you're small now, you're in
That's
at the
amazing.
beginning. While the YouTubers and everything are coming over, you still have the chance to be bigger fish in this pond than, say, if you tried to do the same thing in YouTube.
Exactly. Well, today my girl was sharing with me this video. Video is but we're talking about YouTube specifically of this guy who just abandoned YouTube and now is on and now is on DTube Steam it, and he's talking about how much money he's making. I don't know if some people know this, and Qittrix, I don't know if you know this because I obviously you've been around the block, you know about how it works out there and when you share your stuff and all that. But nowadays YouTube, if you are sharing music on YouTube, to me this is mind-boggling. YouTube would only consider, and note the word, they will only consider monetizing your content once you have reached 1,000 subs, and I don't remember what it was, but it could be something like 4,000 hour views or something crazy like that. And when I say consider, means that at that point in time, you are welcome to apply, but it doesn't mean that they will accept you as a partner. So you could
Yeah, they
be
have all kinds of rules that are shady in there. They have all kinds of stuff. Because we have an account. I have a Bonnie Legion account on YouTube that has over 1 million views on it and it has over 3,000 subscribers, I think, on it. And it's been monetized for like years and years and years. And I have not made anything on it because they demonetized my account because of copyright issues on my own songs. So
That
That
makes
is
sense.
fucking ridiculous.
Unless
So
critics.
I don't do YouTube.
Holy shit. I was actually wondering what it was like what level you actually had to be at before you saw a payout, because I think you need to have like $100 or something before you can even get anything out. But how long do you actually take to get there per view? And especially if they fucking demonetize you for no bloody reason and claiming
If
copyright on your
if
own stuff.
if you have a song on YouTube and you have even one note that sounds like a different song, then you have a copyright claim on your ass. So that's why I don't do YouTube.
That is preposterous.
Well, that is bull crappings in all kinds of shades.
Because we have heaps of entrants that even sing covers, and whilst we have seen some covers go down, in open mic, I mean, the sheer majority make it through and stay live at least till we get to hear them.
No,
Yeah, actually,
you know what's most messed up in my opinion. The most well-known YouTubers out there, and then I'm talking about the music people out there, the artists. They only do covers. I hardly see them do an original track. And if you see artists doing original music, they hardly get any plays. They
So
never
they're
get any
filtering
attention
it.
of YouTube. Yeah, it's.
So they're intentionally bottle feeding the mainstream music industries, reinforcing their strength by only allowing covers through.
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
Yet again, more bullshit.
am I the only one that thinks that YouTube is gonna start to lose a lot of ground?
Oh no, it's going down.
I think it's
baby.
going
It's
down.
going down
It's
hard.
pissing a lot of people off, really.
I only
confused
look at
why they're not on
YouTube as video storage now, and I
Yeah.
suggest most people do.
Exactly.
Like, there are still some artists and content creators there I go to watch and all, but there's no way I'd ever try and pursue a career through YouTube anymore.
No,
but
not
I will
anymore.
use their free video storage. Fuck
No,
it.
I think you're better off buying lotto tickets at this point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are you guys like me with content on YouTube where you're like the people that you like, you're writing in the comments, you're like, hey, just go sign up and go sign up for
I
Steam,
have.
start putting your
Oh.
stuff on YouTube because you're gonna make like 10,000 times more. 10,000
Yeah.
times.
I've had a bunch of people thinking I'm trying to scam them and stuff, so I've started
Me too.
in like live events. I'll send them money, and I'm like, I don't want to keep having to transfer into fiat to support you. Just come over already, so I can give you
that's
money.
been my trick.
Do you
That's
understand?
exactly been my
And
trick.
change your
And
life. Exactly.
I've done posts about it, asking different YouTubers to come on, and I've said, if you come on and verify your account, you can have all of the proceeds of this post. Still, no fucking luck.
I've
I'm like
done that as well.
giving away money.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's been scammed so long. Nobody believes shit anymore. We've all been lied to. That's why the whole fake news
Uh-huh.
thing is taken off because
Fake
nobody
news.
knows what the fuck to
It's
believe.
my favorite
Like,
word.
literally, nobody knows what to believe at all. So everything's a goddamn scam to everyone, and that's justified. I totally see what you mean. But so it's frustrating for us when you do find that thing. This is it, you guys. This is the thing that's not bullshit. That's amazing, and then no one believes you, and you're just like, ah.
You know,
I
and for
know.
those that might not know, because there's a few minnows that are listening, why do you guys think, and you can respond on the chat, why do you guys think that it's important that we bring YouTubers to the platform? Because there is a few, this is an opinion out there, right? It's not a popular opinion, at least not to my knowledge. But I've seen some people say, well, why do we want those YouTubers here? We don't want those people here. Why would you think it is a positive thing for us to attempt to bring those big names to Steam? And I pose that question for because sometimes and I say this because I'm also human, and I tend to have, fight these thoughts of scarcity, and it's important to let them go. When we're a small group like we are right now, we think about ourselves as special. We're like, oh, look at us, we're special. We all know each other. We all know the avatar and all this stuff. What's gonna happen when we become huge? And that fear that some people have, that fear of growth, we have to throw that in the garbage because it's completely bullshit to begin with. Complete bullshit. Because the day of
Doesn't
tomorrow,
change who you are.
yeah. If we have well, I'm probably gonna puke a little bit in my mouth for saying this, but if we have the Justin Biebers on this platform, yeah, I'm probably not gonna upvote him. But
No,
that's
it's
not
a
gonna.
good thing, though. I feel you on that. Definitely. Just get Justin
Yeah.
Bieber on the damn platform and this shit will blow up. That's sad.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's my point.
It's
But
sad, but it's true.
I'm probably not gonna
It's
upvote
sad,
Justin
but
Bieber.
if they
Yeah.
come here, we'll have a better chance of exposing them to real music.
Oh, but that's exactly my point. You know, when I'm still gonna be supporting Bonnie, I'm still gonna be supporting the music I like. But all of a sudden, this platform is just as big, if not bigger, than YouTube, Facebook, and all this stuff. Because then these big names, they realize, hey, shit, you know what? We've been kind of stabbing water over here, pretending that it's gonna bleed eventually. We can go over here and actually make some money. Well, fuck this. Let's go over to DTube. Let's go over to DSound. When that happens.
Beyonce, that's right.
Oh yeah, when that happens, guys, if Steam is not 100 or something, I'm gonna say, and again, probably gonna puke in my mouth a little bit, but if Justin Bieber becomes a whale, right, on Steam,
Well, he could buy in to become a whale, and
Okay.
then we'll all be
If
very
you-
happy
let's say-
to have him here.
yeah,
'cause
let's
it'll
say
push the price up.
the kid's got money, let's
Yeah.
admit at least that much. So he goes, oh, you know what,
But
I'm gonna.
do you think Justin Bieber? Now I puked a little in my mouth. Do you think that guy does his own shit on YouTube?
Hell
Probably
no.
not, but
He'll
would
have
it
a
be
team.
the
Do you
recognition of
think
the
and that's
team?
why his account will
if he would
suck.
come to Steam it, do you think he would upvote others,
No way.
or would he just be there posting and collecting money?
Maybe so, but my point, brother, and this is the part
good point, though.
we cannot lose sight of this vision. We like to believe, and I'm saying
Yes.
this as somebody who
The
stands on
good-hearted
your
part of
side. Yeah, we like to believe that what brings value to Steemit is the users, and I agree to a degree that is correct. We like to believe that what brings value to Steemit is the content, and to a degree, of course, I agree that is correct. But without investors, without cash coming into the system, we're never going to see the at least the valuation that I would like to see. Because I would like for you, brother, in a year from now, for you saying, hey, you know what, I'm gonna have chicken and waffles tomorrow because I want to have chicken and waffles, and I can afford it, and I'm just gonna grab a plane. I'm gonna go see my friend Bonnie, and have some chicken and waffles. You know, that would be amazing, and that's only gonna happen. It's only gonna happen if the big money starts pouring in. Because, I mean, we bash on YouTube. We say, oh yeah, YouTube is shit. But in comparison, the amount of money that we have on Steam, as much as we like to see those numbers and be like, oh my god, that's crazy, it's nothing in comparison to the amount of money that Google has. So we have to, keep it real, really. We really do.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. No, when you start cracking those numbers in your head and realizing where it's going, you get a little freaked out there.
Exactly.
I think that at least for the first part, we'll accept YouTubers and a certain level of fame. But if we got to the Justin Biebers, I think they'd fail because people are going to be more fuck you. That's sort of the community we've got. We don't really go for the
Good point.
Justin Biebers there. That's not what Steam is sort of centered around.
Actually, the thing I like about Steam the most is what I see is the new talent that gets a chance, and I like that the most about Steam And I think if we bring the big names to Steam that can all change, and I don't like the idea of that.
Yeah, but we have to let go of that fear, brother, because what I believe is going to happen,
I
right?
feel that too, though.
Yeah, no, we all feel it, but we have to
Yeah.
let go of that fear because what is going to happen is people, and here's why I know this is true. Okay, there's a few people on this platform who you could say are YouTube famous. One of them being David Pacman, the other one being TJ Kirk, and there's actually quite a few. Okay, without a doubt, the big investors on the platform know that bringing these big names gives the platform, gives Steam legitimacy. So of course they support it. But when these people have stopped, and there's examples, Kaiser Report is one of them, Sam Cedar is another one. I can tell you, people that are quote unquote big, right, on YouTube
Ben
and other
Lee.
platforms, Ben Lee, but only when they fall into the idea, or when they fall into the notion that this is a community, that it is not. It's not about just
they
posting.
have to be team players.
Yeah, it's not about posting and running And I say this because I'm going to sound like I'm bragging. I'm not bragging. This is just a fact. I've coached a few of them, and I have hundreds upon hundreds of emails between a few YouTubers that have come to the platform explaining that to them because they thought they could just, post and then say, okay, I'm great, so go ahead and like it because I'm great. And the mentality of the community is not that. He's like, listen, no. If I wanted to just watch your video, if I wanted to just listen to your song, then why the hell do I need Steam for? You're already on YouTube, you're already on SoundCloud, whatever. I want an experience.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And my experience
Steam
is
not for everyone because of that. Just because of that very fact, Steam it is not for everyone because
exactly.
You're going to want people who are going to always love Facebook. People talk about Steam it taking over Facebook. I don't see that happening. There's always going to be the need for what Facebook is, where you can just post mindless shit on there and get whatever.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be a Steamian, but there's a lot of people a content curator. Not everyone's a content curator.
You nailed it. That's it. So my point is, Qittrix. If it doesn't matter who jumps onto the platform, if you are a better community member, you always do good.
Just by the way Steam is designed and structured and the stronghold of the community base, like peace, abundance, and liberty, like right where we are right now, the whole point of this place is sort of an anarchist freehold, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear something kind of funny? I have not deleted my Facebook account. You want to know why?
I haven't, because I try and poach people onto Steam through it.
Well, you know what? I would like to say that that's the reason, but that's not the reason. The reason why I have not deleted my Facebook account is because I don't know anybody's birthday. So I need it for that.
That is a really good point. I do happen to use that feature a bit.
I'm like, okay, listen, I gotta go to Facebook just to make sure I'm not fucking shit up. Let me go see if I missed somebody's birthday. Yeah, I don't know if I should go to GitHub and suggest such a thing on Steam, but I kind of enjoy that one feature. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a terrible confession, but it's nonetheless the truth.
A terrible confession.
The other thing is,
you.
once people realize that someone who's too famous to actually give a fuck about the platform and has someone posting for them is doing that, I would see if they had some success that their support would just die out, because we really are about that community interaction, that the real people rather than the bots, like the follow for follow shit. That's why it's hated, because it's bullshit spam that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. People want real interaction, real feedback.
And it doesn't even matter what the content is if there's no interaction, no feedback, right? Because I've seen some very pretty girls thinking, oh, you know what? I do great on Instagram. I just put a picture of myself poking out the butt and doing a duck face, and boom, I do great on Instagram. And they give that a try over here, and three or four posts in, they're like, well, I'm out, and because it doesn't work.
That is true, but there is also we do have like a porn section and stuff, and I think that does all right. But yeah, I have no problem with that. People making any as long as it's their own content.
That's a whole nother story. I mean, because we can't have the cake and eat it too. If we're gonna say, listen, we're all about anarchy and freedom, and you do what you want, and you do you, but no porn. Okay, no porn.
Well,
no,
I've
that's
gone
bullshit.
over and had conversations with a few porn stars when people have gone attacking them, saying that Steam It is like their hellish place and stuff, and I'm just like, don't listen to those haters. Do what you love. Do what you want to do. Make some money.
Exactly.
It's
on that whole.
I don't really give a shit.
If I offend somebody, I'm sorry, but the whole porn conversation.
Porn.
Yeah, like if somebody's like, no, listen, the porn is destroying the minds and all this stuff. No, what you're trying to say is that you have a problem, and it's just like almost like being addicted to cocaine, and you don't want people snorting cocaine next to you because you want to, you want to do a few lines. That's not what you're saying, but that's exactly what's happening. So like, because it doesn't mean that whatever. I'm going on a tangent right now. It's just that this whole conversation, when we go into this whole Puritan thing, it's like, oh no, it really just drives me crazy. But listen, okay, Qittrix, because I've gone around and we've danced around this idea, and I've talked about how you are the producer on many of Bonnie's tracks, and I've talked about how you Quincy Jones the whole game.
Yeah, baby.
He is, yeah. Qittrix is Bonnie's Quincy Jones. So I am going to play a track that Qittrix sent me a few tracks. So we're going to attempt to play 3 or 4 tracks today. That's the plan. If we don't get to do all tracks today, we might go into overtime. We might still go into overtime because we're a little crazy like that. But I'm going to go ahead and play the first one. This one is a song
Calm
called...
down, Vera. We're not discussing sex. Calm down.
Yes. Calm down. So this first one is called Spartans. Tell me a little bit about the song. What is it about? And what were you thinking when you were producing this music? And if you can, honestly, and here's more questions. Let me give you more questions. Let me just make it really weird and complicated for you. What is your creative process?
That's pretty. How do I explain that? My mind is weird. I don't create a style. I have a mindset, and the way I feel, that way my music will come out. So when I'm angry, you will hear it in my music. When I'm happy, you will hear it in my music. When I'm down, you will hear it in my music. Sometimes it's hardstyle. Sometimes it's just piano. Sometimes it's hip hop. It's all different kind of things.
Oh,
So yeah.
So whatever, just whatever comes out. So you don't police yourself.
That, yeah.
Basically.
No, I don't. I always say I don't produce a style. I just produce music. I
like
produce whatever I feel like I want to produce. So lately it's mostly been piano music because
That's your main
I've
instrument,
been
right?
going through a lot of at the moment it is. I started out with hardstyle and EDM mainly.
Mhm.
At that time I was really focusing on that style, but that was like back when I was 9, so that's a long time ago.
Oh wow.
But lately, lately I'm mainly making piano productions, just because I've been going through some shit, and piano
It
music just
allows you
gives me the
to
chance
say
to.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, on the whole
Yes.
piano thing, on the first show that we did with Bonnie, the piano track that you did for the last song that we played, I believe, was amazing. So
Was Lost in Silence, I believe.
I believe that was the name. I've heard
Yeah.
I don't know if this is weird. I don't know if any other DJ does this, but I hear the episodes like 3 or 4 times after I record them. It's almost like I want to relive the experience and see, like, oh yeah, did we capture that moment? That moment was special. As if I can edit emotion, which makes absolutely no sense. But I do.
I kind of tried to, but every time I hear myself, I freak out and stop listening.
Oh,
Nobody
that's me
likes our
too.
voice.
I can't hear myself. I will not listen to myself back. I try it. I'll literally put it on and
I
I'll
hate the way I sound. I really
Nobody
I
do.
can hear
does.
myself sing, but
Nobody
not
does.
talk.
I was sharing
I
jokingly.
have the same issue with my singing though. I hear it and I'm like, nope, not good enough.
What are you
Goodbye.
talking
You
about?
do
What are you
not
talking about?
exist.
But I was sharing a pie chart the other day, joking around with this because this is a fact. You can look it up. There's something in psychology regarding this, but that it's a little pie chart. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. Where it's like there's only 2 kinds of people in the world: the people that don't like their voice, and then Morgan Freeman, and that and that's probably true. It's probably true. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play this song. This is Qittrix, and the song's called Spartans. And like I told you guys, I'm gonna move you to the listening room so that you can partake with the rest of the audience. And then once it's done, I'll bring it right back, and then we'll talk about this.
See, rumor has it the Athenians have already come down. And if those philosophers have fallen, we must. And of course, Sparta. This is Sparta! This is Sparta! This is Sparta!
Man, that was awesome. Oh, there it goes. You know what I just did? I just pulled a Creamy. Because this is what Creamy does every time that she's in a show. She'll be playing a song, and all of a sudden, the song will continue or go to the next one, and she'll be attempting to talk. So I just did the exact same thing that we make fun of Creamy for. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. So I'm gonna get my guests back. I'm gonna get my sweet friend Crystal back into live on air so we can talk about this. The song was pretty epic. I loved it. I thought it was great. And
Thanks.
yeah, man.
Yeah, that was freaking amazing.
You know, I have to say, brother, if I was a man that lifted weights, this would be my track, bro. Like, if I lifted,
Get your pump track.
yeah, man.
Push it, baby, push it.
This would be the one. This would be the one. That was pretty epic, brother. So I'm gonna assume, are you a fan of Sparta, or just the whole idea of 300 men versus, like, are you enamored with the idea? Do you like the movie? The
No,
movie's good. I like the movie, but
actually, this had nothing to do with Sparta, and this has nothing to do with the movie. It's actually it's work related.
work related.
I have been working in sales for a year,
Okay.
and I had my own team, and we always had a kind of ritual in the morning when we all arrive at the office before we start the day.
And you get pumped up.
A little training, yeah, and this was actually a team song that I created for my team to get everybody hyped up and ready for work. And actually, it kind of worked for everyone. So yeah.
Soundwaves is asking if you sell shields. That would make sense. If you sell shields. You know what's funny? Speaking of sales, because I've done sales most of my life, and it's one of those things to where I like him, I don't like him. I like him because I was good at it. I can make it happen, but I don't like it because you have to deal with a lot of pressure. Usually on those jobs, they give you quotas you have to meet.
I was gonna say people.
And then, well, yeah, but I like people. Let me put it this way: more than 70% of the time, I enjoy people. There's a 30% that I don't like, and there's probably a 5% that makes me doubt in the necessity for humanity. But
I think our percentages are sort of reversed there.
Oh yeah?
And so yeah, I'm not a people person. Well, not the ones I've met in real life most of the time. But you people are all lovely. I love all of you.
Well, see, that's my point. Well, you know what? Because I was in a music store, and I say most of the time, there's exceptions, but most of the time the people I met were pretty chill. They were pretty, yeah, it's all about, playing music and we got to jam. They had that mentality. So it's a different sales environment than, let's say, selling cars. Selling cars, I don't think I could do. I don't think I could do it. I couldn't sell cars, for example. But selling is brutal. Like, selling is brutal. To anybody.
Yeah, it's harsh work, and it's rejection constantly, and just neediness, dependency, putting yourself out there constantly for rejection. No,
I'm gonna give you guys some crazy information. Maybe the ones that are here that work sales or have worked sales are probably gonna be familiar with this, but the ones that are not familiar with this is gonna be great information to have. So, Qittrix, I'm sure you know this. Have you ever heard of the 3-step process into closing the sale if they start to reject you? You know what I'm talking about?
Again?
It's like a 3-step process. Like, let's say you're trying to sell something, and we're trying to sell your Spartan shields, right, from your company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a plan. And then so I tell this guy, hey, listen, the shield's great. You got to get it. And he said, I don't know, man. I don't know the shield. I saw the movie. It doesn't look like the ones in the movie. So then in sales they train you. Okay, now, so what do you do? Because he just rejected you. Now, if you're a terrible sales guy, you take the rejection. You go like, okay, all right, and then you walk away, and then you suck because you didn't sell anything. But if you're a ninja, that's an opportunity.
Oh my god!
Right? So the opportunity
You're
comes.
sounding too much like my brother.
No, I'm telling you, because this is great information. Like, when you guys, now that you guys are gonna, because you're always buying stuff. So now that you have this information, now that you have this information, when you go into a store, you're gonna detect. You're gonna say, hey, yeah, I remember when Menno was talking about this shit. Yeah, he's using the technique on me. Yeah. So the first step is you agree. Okay, so that's the first step. So they say, for example, yeah, this shield, the Spartan shield you're selling me, doesn't look too much like the Spartan shield from the movie. And I like the movie, but this one is like... So the first step is you agree. The second step is you you try to empathize with what they are saying. So basically...
Yeah.
You see, Qittrix is like, yeah, man, I do that all the time.
It's like, don't tell me this stuff. I have to do it 24/7. I don't want to hear the shit.
and then the last one is you say how you came to think differently afterwards. So it's a 3-step process. So in the Spartan Shield job that Qittrix has, he would have to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you're right. They don't look like the movie. And then he would say something like, as a matter of fact, when I first started working for this company, one of the things that really bugged me is that the shields didn't look like the movie at all. And I'm saying, hey, you know what? We're selling Spartan shields. They got to look a little more like the movie. And then, the barrier is down, right? And then you say, but what I found was that these shields, even though they don't look like the movie, they're actually better. And the reason why they are better is blah, 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 blah. And then you try to judo the situation back into a sale. Now, if you have ever been with...
I did something different. I did that at first as well. But I noticed for me that didn't work. So I stopped doing that and I started to use something I call sheep factoring. I don't know if you know that.
No, what is that?
It's actually pretty simple. What I started to do, and it's pretty evil actually. I started to say, do you really want to be the only one that doesn't have this item in your home? Because everybody in your street
I know
has
that
it.
technique. I don't like
And
it.
then they will buy. And at the first 2 or 3, they will be the only one who buy. But the more people that buy it, they go next door. Hey, someone was at my door trying to sell me this and that. Did you get it too? Because they said you had it as well. And then they just say yes, because they said everybody had it. And then, the whole street has it.
Wow.
And that way I did a lot of sales.
But let's bring this back to why we're even talking about this. And here's the reason why I wanted to touch on the subject, because as a matter of fact, Jay Folkman just said, well, somebody walks cold into the show, like somebody who just clicked on MSP Waves is like, what is this? I'm being taught how to sell shields for Spartans? Or what kind of show is this shit? No, but here's the reason why this is relevant to this conversation. Because no matter what you do in life, somebody's always buying and somebody's always selling. Now, whatever it is that you're buying or selling can be different, not only in circumstances, which is obvious, not only in products, which is also obvious, but also it can encompass different emotional, let's call it shades. Because what I mean is this: in the world of Steemit, the ugliest shades of the process of selling have been removed. And what I mean by that is this: if you are an artist on Steemit, at no point in time are you saying, hey, do you like my music? Here's my Bitcoin address. Send me some Bitcoin.
Fully true.
You know what that removes? Like, that is the ugliest shade of sales, which is the one...
Yep.
And the fact that gets removed from the equation is so valuable. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I do this because I love it, but here's my Litecoin address. How does that work? It never works. But look how this system is designed, you know?
And I mean, all of the YouTube videos with the like, follow, subscribe, get notifications, because you can't just subscribe anymore. You got to get notifications, and it's you're selling yourself, and it sucks. And I love that you don't have to do that here.
Oh, I love it so much. And this is somebody that's been in sales for the longest time. And I'm sorry, I'm sure, I haven't even asked Qittrix how he feels about this particular aspect, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Doesn't it feel great? You don't have to worry about that. Doesn't it feel great that you can go into somebody's, open mic entry and genuinely click on the upvote and say, you know what? Yeah, this is fucking awesome. And not feel guilty because you're taking some money away from, let's say, your family if you're using Steam. Some people are, by the way. So I'm not just trying to be overly dramatic. If you're using Steam to feed your family, you're not taking from them to give to somebody else. And you're genuinely supporting somebody else's effort. Doesn't it feel great? I love it. Yeah. I love it. That's my favorite aspect.
Absolutely. I love that as well.
I can't get enough of it. Honestly, I'll even save up money from other posts to try and give out more.
Exactly.
Soundwave's the same, by the way, send me money. See, Soundwaves doesn't get it. Soundwaves doesn't get it.
It's funny.
I saw that.
Works. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that Zipporah, and I'm a Zippy, as she likes to be called. She showed up on the audience, and I'm really happy to have you here. I told her that there's no way around it. She's gonna come to the show, and she's gonna have a conversation with me and Crystal, and we're gonna, drink some beer, have some laughs, cry a little bit. It's gonna be great. If
I
somebody,
need a later show so I can actually drink, though. It's only 1 p.m.
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Anything after 12 is completely okay.
But I have to
That's on
drive.
Wikipedia. Yeah, go to Wikipedia. Everything after 12, you're complete. Now, before 12, you're an alcoholic. That's a fact.
I just need to
Oh
Uber
my
it then.
goodness.
Yeah, but 12,
Uber
no,
it every
you're
week.
good to go. I'm take a sip of my beer, get a little more motivated for this conversation, and let's talk about something else really really quick, because again, I like to talk about this stuff because I think it's important. I want to celebrate what we're doing here today. I want to talk a little bit about something that happened, and this is, I guess this might be like a bitter thing, like something that is not happy-go-lucky, not inspiring, and all that. But I think it's important. We had a guy, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, come to the open mic competition. I get it, and I guess he was completely disappointed because he didn't get the upvotes that he wanted, and he started to make these weird posts about Lucifer and coming with this
Yeah.
whole negativity and all this stuff. And the only reason why I'm bringing this is not because I want to call upon an army of Steamians to go attack this guy or anything like that. It's because I want to bring something to light here, which is really important for anybody who's starting. I want to talk about entitlement. Is that an uncomfortable subject? A little bit, just a tiny bit.
A little bit, but important.
It is a little bit, but important, because anybody who is just starting on Steam, it has to realize that every single person that is here today, at some point in time, was a tiny minnow trying to get a whale or a dolphin to notice them. Every single and it doesn't matter who you are. Like we were talking earlier, Justin Bieber and all this stuff. Of course, those are crazy exceptions, but what it is important for us to understand, especially when we're tiny accounts, is that whatever we see on our posts at the beginning, especially at the beginning, has no bearing to the quality of the things we are doing. And that is a very important thing to understand. And what I mean by that is that, let's just say, and I'm going to make this up, let's say that Rondon's brother shows to the platform, right? And he starts to post some things, and turns out the dude plays banjo better than anybody else. The 2 cents, the 5 cents, the $1, whatever it is that he's getting on those posts, it does not connect directly to his ability, to his talent, to his contribution.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very important.
It's very important to understand. And I think that if all of us, and I say this including myself, remove our sense of self-worth to the dollar amount on our post, eventually, without a doubt, if we're consistent, if we develop relationships, if we grow in that sense, that amount's going to go up. But if any of us, and I include myself, starts to focus on that dollar amount, saying, hey, you know what happened? This is just like sales, really, because the salespeople do this. It's like one day they'll do an amazing sale, and the next day they don't, and then all of a sudden they go like, man, I suck. Hey, just yesterday, you sold something amazing. Yeah, but today, man, I'm going blank, man.
I heard that daily.
Exactly.
So I had teammates that did like 20 sales one day, and the next day they did one, and they say, I'm going to quit. I suck at this.
Exactly. And that's why I want to bring this up, because it sounds like I'm being negative, but I'm not. This is really to motivate you guys. If you have a post that you put your heart and soul into it, that you pour your heart into it, okay, feel pride from the moment you hit that button that says post, from the moment you do it. Because sometimes, especially if you put your heart into it, it took bravery. And that's something to celebrate, right? And the truth be told, the success or lack thereof of a post is not really measured by a dollar amount. It is and can be measured with the relationship that post either created or did not, or failed to create. What I mean by that is this. I found people with tiny posts that made me cry, that made me feel like, oh my God, this is an amazing human being, and we became friends because of that. And even though I'm not a whale, and even though I was not able to make that post trend, that post had more success than some of the shit I see on the trending page. And I think that is something important for every single one of us to remember.
While we're also on this topic, and I 100% agree with you, Mano, you're so right. And back when I was first starting out, I had those interactions with people, and I remember those people still today, the ones that reached out and had actually engaged in my content. That meant more to me than the pittance I was making, and it still does. Interaction is key. But Laz Cypher, whilst we've been on air, has actually posted a post, and given that there are a lot of open micers here, would you mind if I dropped it in? It's
Please. That was exactly the segue.
Voices of
Yeah.
Open
Absolutely.
Mic.
We're coming up. We're doing something, guys, and this is because all the judges, and I speak for all of them, and of course I'm going to let Crystal and Sound Legion add to this, but we're trying to come up with a way to make open mic better, to make it bigger, to so that it is able to reward every single person that participates even more, right? And this is something that we started to work on. We've been brainstorming in the judges chat about what things we could do to bring attention to the whales, to the investors, to people outside of Steam and inside of Steam, to show them the power of this community, the power of the musicians. So when you guys get a second, check that post out. And if you feel inspired, if you feel like you can contribute, feel empowered to do so.
Because you're helping a lot of other Steamians. I mean, this is a lot. This is a huge community that's come together and putting their talents out there, and it's growing. It's massive. It's affecting a lot of people. And so it's worth investing into it. It's worth putting something towards it because so many people are going to benefit from it. A lot of talented people who are putting a lot of heart and soul into their entries and art, music.
Exactly. Let me ask Qittrix, because Qittrix is being a little quiet right now. What do you prefer to see, my brother? As somebody who has been here for, I guess, at least longer than me, what do you prefer to see? A big, not to say a big payout is a bad thing, but what is better? Acknowledgement of your contribution, some love, some interaction, or giant, or let's say a post that has like $8 but nobody commented on it. What do you prefer?
Well, let me say, I've been on a lot of social media shit, and it's all fake to me. And this is the first time I feel when I post something that when I get a comment and I get an upvote, I feel like it's legitimate. You know, I feel like it's real. Everyone who comments and likes my stuff is actually really following me and is liking my stuff, and not just because they want to be seen themselves, but just because they really like my stuff. You know what they like what I post, and it's just, I have had a few who said the same things they say on Facebook. I like your stuff. Here's a link to my stuff. Can you like it? And can you follow me? And can you do this, that? But mostly it's just real. It's love, and that's the thing I like about Steam. It's real, and that's the thing. Yeah, I like about it.
Amen.
That's right.
Yep.
And this is a great segue for the next song, and I have to confess, I'm completely biased because I'm already a Qittrix fan, and I'm a super Sound Legion fan. So this one features Bonnie, so I know it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But I want Qittrix to tell me. I'm sorry, Bonnie.
Sorry,
you're gonna say something.
So I have to clear my throat. Are you playing I'm Sorry next?
I'm playing Standing Tall.
Okay. Sorry. Because I want to, when we get to I'm Sorry, if you play that one, we have to talk about that because it's got Cher Forgeron on it, who's amazing, and we have to plug her some more because you guys, she's fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Awesome. We will. So we are gonna play. We are gonna play that one. We actually have a special treat, guys. So stick around, drink some coffee if you have to. You know, I don't know if you guys know what Cuban coffee is. Most people that live in Florida live off that shit. But if you have to go Cuban coffee route, do it. It's gonna be worth it because we have a special track that's never been heard before. That Qittrix just sent me a few hours ago. And so it's brand new. It's not even on the blockchain yet. It's going to be Ninja. And you guys need to stick around. I'm sure after today's show he's going to post it. but it's gonna make its debut today. Is that how you say it? I can't pronounce that word for some reason. It could be the beers.
Debut, yeah.
It's one of. Is it one of the tomato things? It could be.
Debut.
All right, Ninja. So here is the song. Yeah, I like that word. I love that word. I use it all the time. Here's the song. The song is called "Standing Tall," and this is Qittrix, and it features Bonnie Legion. So I'm gonna go ahead and start playing the song, and I'll bring you guys back as soon as it's over. So was that not special or what? I see Cope posting that he got goosebumps. Of course you got goosebumps, brother. That was amazing. That's amazing stuff. And to believe that that is on this blockchain, that these are the musicians that are on here sharing the Steam blockchain with you, I think that's amazing. You know, I think that's something to celebrate at so many levels. I don't know. Qittrix, I mean, tell me, brother, what were you thinking when you were working on the song? Such a beautiful song. Did you do the lyrics too, or like how was the song?
Is all Bonnie. I'm only the music and the lyrics and everything. That's all Bonnie. Yeah, this is one of those tracks. It started out as just a piano track, and I had sent that to Bonnie. I do that with pretty much all of my piano tracks, and all of them have like a piece of me in it. They all tell a story that of something that is going on in my life at that moment. At the moment of standing tall, it was really something. I was at a really low point. Financial issues, personal issues, family issues, all sort of shit. And my way to cope with that is to grab my keyboard and start playing. And everything that comes out, I record when it feels good, and I send it to Bonnie because we are just on the same level. And I know that when I send something like that to her, it's like an instant banger. I just know that whatever comes back, it's just gold. It just works. We when we make a track like this, it's literally like maybe max 2 days, and we have a track finished.
Just like
Holy
that.
shit.
2
Yeah,
days.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Listen,
Oh, like, I just have to quickly say, holy shit, that was amazing, guys. I really loved every second of that.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something about Qittrix and I that's really, this is truly phenomenal, you guys. I'm serious. I work with hundreds of producers, and I have for about the last 10 years, just tons and tons of different producers. I've been involved in all these different remix contests with labels and just loads and loads of producers. And the magic with Qittrix that I've never found with anybody else. And I've had a close knit of some really great producers, Simon Kramer and Mike Thompson, who I just brought over to the platform now, and I'm so excited. But anyway, Qittrix, the thing with Qittrix is like he said, he doesn't fit in any genre box. He likes to just he makes music. And so if it's a piano track, if it's a dance track, or if it's whatever, he creates his music based on emotion that he's feeling. And that is who I am. We're both Pisces, so I don't know if that means anything, but very emotional and stuff. But everything I write is based on what's happening in my life right then. And Qittrix and I, we can talk and like what's going on in my mind or my life, and then he'll tell me what's happening. And then I kind of mix those two feelings into one, because I know what he's feeling. As soon as he sends me a track, I know what he's feeling. He doesn't have to tell me shit, and he could send me a track, and I know exactly where he's at. I'm pretty good with this with most people. I hear your music, and I've got psychic intuition on that.
His music is also so emotive by the sound of that, though. It's just so jam-packed with intent.
Well, it's hard not to feel inspired with that track, honestly. I not to say that it's easy to do what you did, because it's not.
Yeah,
And,
no,
you know,
the lyrics just as hard.
But my point is that the track is beautiful. So like to feel
Absolutely.
to feel connected to it it's not, it's not far fetched. I felt connected to the song right away. That was amazing, brother. I really enjoyed it, Qittrix. That was awesome. And everybody in the audience here loved it too, because I see nothing but supportive comments. And Qittrix is joining me today, by the way, using a cell phone. So I don't know if he's participating of the chat or if he is seeing how much love he is getting from people. But once this goes up into the blockchain, because I'm going to upload this to the blockchain, brother, I encourage you to see what people have been saying about the stuff that you do, because you've been getting so much love from everybody, and that's just awesome.
I can't see really much right now because I'm on my phone, but I am going to look it all back and see what everybody is commenting. But
no producer makes me feel like Qittrix. He definitely has it down packed in any genre or any style. The guy knows what he's doing. His sound is absolutely crisp. He knows how to mix a track. He knows how to adjust. He's one of the easiest producers to work with.
That's awesome.
He should be making millions right now. It's just amazing, but he's not. I mean, he's
I actually started to support Qittrix from our first show, after our first show, and after I heard, well, it's not that I had not heard Bonnie's tracks, because I think I listened, maybe if I miss one or two, it's too much. I'm always listening to what Bonnie posts. But I did not know, or I did not pay enough attention to know it was Qittrix producing a really big chunk of those tracks. So on our first episode, on our first show, when you told me that it was Qittrix, I was like, okay, this man deserves more love, and I've been attempting to support him as much as I can. With that, and that, I am saying, and I am also going to say, Qittrix, you need to post more, bro, because I can't upvote if you don't post.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what
I'm
I'm telling him.
I check his
had to
blog
reel
and I'm
him
like,
over here. I had to work to get him over here. It was like Qittrix. Okay, you got to get on the site and keep trying to play. He's been learning slowly and getting it on. It's finally catching on that, dude, this is gonna actually make profits, and so we could finally see rewards on our music and stuff. You know, all the shit we've had to go through, and he's finally getting it. And so now we just got to get him to post more. So baby, come on.
That's right. You should. I think it's reasonable, especially at the level that you're at, which is you're very involved in the platform. You've been here for a little bit, and more and more people are getting to know you. And today, you actually, I am sure, I have not checked, but I'm sure you've won a bunch of new followers. I think it's reasonable to attempt to post at least once every other day, at least. So give yourself a target. Say, you know what, I'm going to post at least every other day. It could be thoughts about things that you think regarding music, the music industry. Pechi, my brother, who's actually in the audience right now, he's also a musician. He's also into production. And he's been making some posts about, you know, production and DAWs and all this stuff. And I am sure, because I am listening to the fruits of your knowledge, that this is something that you know a lot about. So when I say post, I don't mean, hey, listen, make a brand new song. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you could write opinions about, you know, certain plugins that you like. You could write opinion pieces on DAWs. You could, if you feel like it, even make tutorials. But my point is that your brain has a lot of valuable information, and that's apparent from the products that you produce. And
even
you need to get it out.
your process.
Yes.
Even like outlining your process, what goes in, showing people, even step-by-step guides on how to do what you do. That sort of shit is really good.
Yeah, and Jay Fogelman is saying he wouldn't mind if you post brand new songs every other day. Well, if he can pull that off, that would be amazing. But that's I don't know. You know what?
We post that shit every day. Every day we make sure we get a song out there, because the Sound Legion account, Qittrix is getting love off of that too. All the producers I'm working with, that's what's great about the Sound Legion account, is I get to pump love into all these producers and get and show rewards and stuff to them. But the Sound Legion account, I'm making sure that we got at least 1 or 2 tracks, something going. We're getting supported by D Sound PRC really well, and so I'm making sure we post a song a day up there on that and trying to get on DTube. And so now Qittrix just jumping in and making sure he gets his track up a day, I think we'll be floating.
Oh, for sure.
That'll be awesome.
I'm sharing the Sound Legion account because
I think,
people are asking.
the thing that holds me back from really posting stuff is a part is, I think, is fear, because you know, when I started music, the way I started music and the reason I started music isn't all that bright, and I feel like when I get too deep in all that shit, I might spread the wrong message that I don't want to spread.
Let me lovingly disagree with you, lovingly, and I say that because here's what I'm getting at, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm okay if I'm wrong, but what I think you are saying is, because a lot of the music that you write comes from dark moments of your life, you might feel conscious about that, or too self-conscious about that, to say, oh, you know what, I don't want to write about this particular emotion that I'm having. And if that's the case, let me attack that negative idea and throw it in the garbage, because, and here's the reason why, because artistic people, and you are an artist, okay, need to express themselves. And it's only through the exploration of those negative feelings, those negative emotions, that we find hope. And only after we have found hope, we start to heal. And everybody who participates on the platform as an artist understands that process, and not only understands it, seeks people that are like that so that they can also heal with you. So if you ever feel vulnerable and say, or if you ever feel angry about something, post that shit. Because there's somebody out there who needs to hear your thoughts, who needs to know how you dealt with that issue, and who needs to know how you lifted yourself from that situation. And you would be blessing them by sharing such experience.
Mino, you sound like me. You sound just like me. This is me like preaching at him all the time.
Well, Bonnie, I called you a couple times and I meant it. I called you the negativity eradicator
That's right.
because we share that, me and you. It's like I of course the stuff I write sometimes, the stuff I explore in my emotions can be dark. But why do I explore this? Because I'm trying to find hope and I'm trying to find that healing power of music, of art. So there was a time, and I'm not saying that I am completely over, but there are times, that it happens still again. But there was a time where I was very self-conscious, saying, I don't want to write about this. This is so horrible what I'm feeling. I don't want to depress anybody. But then I realized, after I allowed myself, after I said, fuck you to the creative police, to that person in my mind and that person outside of me saying, don't do this is not good, you should be doing this. When I said that, I found something that is undescribably beautiful. And I wish that every single artist would find the same thing. Just whatever. You know what you said to me earlier, Critics? Where you said, you do music
Yeah.
that you don't, it's not like whatever comes out of you, that's what's going to come out of you.
Yeah.
Live that all the way through. Whatever comes out of you, let it come out. And I am sure, honestly, because we don't know each other, but I know you more than you would think I know you because of the music that you do. I am sure that what you have to put out there, it's going to be a net positive. Even if you're talking about a delicate subject, I am sure I'm going to connect to it and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. And he knows this too. Critics absolutely is on this. He feels this because there's been so many times, like Critics, if you think back, like when we first did like Waterfall Tears and some of these older songs, or there were some of these tunes, like oh gosh, I'm the only one and stuff. They were like so emotional, and it was like, am I being over the top? Like Not Alone, that song too. Too much? Is it too emotional? Is it too sappy or too whatever? And you're just like, no, you got to put that out there. It's real. You got to just give it to them, and we did. So you've encouraged me through that same thing as well in the past. So
Well,
Yeah.
there you have it. Now you have two
That's
people giving you a hard time.
I,
Now, Crystal, now
I
you.
He
personally,
knows.
I think my biggest fear is not that people. I mean, if people understand me, that's okay. But I think my biggest fear is that people are going to pity me or something, and I don't want that. I don't want them to feel bad for me. I don't want to create something like I'm some sort of sad person who only goes through fucked up shit and only post about that. I want to
I
yeah.
I get you. I have the same stuff with my writing because I was writing a novel. I still am, but I haven't been posting for a while. But a lot of the characters have very dark, tragic lives. The storyline is rather dark and tragic in and of itself, and I'm like, people are going to think I'm fucked up just by what I'm writing about. Yeah, I get what you mean. The perception of how your music will be received by all
Yeah.
audiences and
I
how
don't I
that will
don't
reflect upon you.
yeah, I don't want to create the wrong image of myself.
No,
I
I
want
do.
to, I
I'll
want
say something else that maybe you haven't looked at it from this angle. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just a fact. It takes a lot of courage to say, hey, you know what? I'm weak sometimes. To say, you know what? Yeah, I was wrong. That takes a lot of courage because
yeah.
all of us.
In a way, I am, but I am through my music, not through words. I'm not that good with words. I'm better with showing my feeling and my emotion and letting that go through music and send the message that way. I'm when it comes to words, I always get a fight in my head and all words just mess up and I can't get that out on in words. I can get it out in music that goes naturally,
Well,
but I
music is a language, brother.
It
Yeah.
absolutely is, and it transcends
and
language.
it says so much more than words sometimes. Like Crystal has said on this show actually that even though she doesn't understand a few of the entries,
Yeah.
she feels every single word.
There's
And
one talking about music being a language.
yeah,
There's one song I that's just in my head all the time, and that's a song we created in like 2 hours, and it's also involved Bonnie, and that song is called "I Miss You."
Yeah,
That song
big one.
was pretty much the deepest point in my life. I was feeling like I was losing pretty much everyone in my life that really meant something to me. And I didn't even think about it. So most of the times when I make music, I play piano, and after that I record it. This one I just hit record and I started playing, and I just played what was in my head and I what I was feeling, and I had sent that to Bonnie, and like in maybe an hour, maybe even less, I got something back. She she even told
an
me
hour
she didn't
later.
write a word. Yeah, and she even told me she didn't write a word. She just sang, just went with it, and
You're kidding me.
then
Why didn't I get this track for tonight? By the way, now I'm upset. I didn't get this.
What?
Yeah, well the tracks because I asked critics.
Oh, we have hundreds.
Well, I know you
We
have
have
hundreds,
most
but
of.
he
We have a
just
lot like this.
but he just
how
talked
long
up
do we
this
have?
track. He just talked up this magical track, and I'm looking at my list over here, and I don't have it. Like this is.
Oh, you got some magical ones. Don't worry, baby. You do.
The reason I didn't put that one in is if I did, it should have been the last track, because if it was the first, the second, or the third one, I think I wouldn't be able to continue the show,
Oh
because
wow.
that track
Fair enough.
Well now.
still has an impact on me.
Oh wow.
Ah,
Well, I'm
okay.
gonna have to listen to this track. Maybe we won't do it on the show because we still got. What? That's crazy. An hour and 25
Yeah,
minutes have
30.
gone by. Can you believe that? We gotta play some more
Yeah,
music, guys.
35 minutes left.
We've been talking
Hey, you
so
gotta
much.
play. I'm sorry. You gotta play the Cher song. That one's fantastic.
Okay, we're gonna do that
That one
next.
will get y'all.
Okay, we're gonna do that next. So this is another Critics track, of course, and it features two singers, right? So it's Bonnie and Cher.
Yep.
Cher
Eh,
Corgeron. She does the harmonies on the track for me. She is an incredible Canadian singer-songwriter. This girl rocks. I'm telling you, she writes good songs, like really good, catchy songs. She should be a million miles famous. She's like a Tracy Chapman. I don't. Her,
Ooh.
you guys know Eden Michelle on the platform.
Yep.
She kind of has a voice that's similar to hers, kind of in that tone, that darker kind of a tone or deeper kind of a
Like
tone.
Dan Shore as well, who sings
Dan
with
Shaw.
Eden
Oh, I
Michelle.
love her
Yeah.
voice. My God. Oh
I
my
know.
God. Did you hear that cover she did of like, what was it? I can't even remember. It was like the week before last. I was just blown. Anyway. But yeah, so Cher Corgeron sounds like her a little bit. And she's just, you guys will hear her. She's great.
They're asking if you guys collaborate of a distance. Yeah, I have to clarify in case people don't know. Bonnie Sound Legion, she lives in California, the land of the chicken and waffles.
I live in the volcano, by the volcano. In fact, right underneath the volcano in Mount Shasta, California.
Yeah,
So
right where they sell the chicken and waffles.
am
You go.
at the base of the volcano now.
Yeah,
So
you go. You see the restaurant Chicken and Waffles. You turn right. Her house is the second one right there.
we
And-
have no
The mega volcano thing.
Don't let me no lie to you.
And then Critics lives in Europe, so yeah, they do collaborate at a distance. They don't. That's what we're talking about. Critics traveling to California and trying the chicken and waffles from the corner of Bonnie's house. They do everything online, which makes it even awesomer. I know that's not a word, but it makes it even awesomer because the fact that you can connect with somebody else on the other side of the planet, not only through files and stuff, but emotionally, because that's what's happening. This was like empathic moments, like you listen to a track, you feel so connected, and then music happens within hours. That's mind-boggling. That's crazy. Like it sounds almost like there's some magical powers going on over there, and obviously, I am not ready to say I believe in magic, but it seems like it, right?
It does. Well, Cher Corgeron,
I have had like tons of friends nearby, and I had good friends, But to be honest, I had never had a friend that I dared to call family, and Bonnie is the first one, and I have never met her.
Aww.
That's
It's a
amazing.
huge hug for the
she's-
moment we meet. I'm gonna jump on him, guys. I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
jump on him. It's gonna be like Bonnie Legion jumping on Qittrix. He's gonna have to pick me up. He's pretty tall, so he's gonna be able to grab me. So like, you have to like jump.
You've been
on
warned,
him.
bro. You've been
We
warned.
need someone to film this. I
Make
want
sure
to
you
see
have a
this.
back brace, because you know, because it's gonna be. She's not gonna be gentle about it. She's gonna run towards you, right,
Launch herself.
and then tackle you like a football player. So you gotta be ready.
Just remember to stand properly, ready to take the hit.
Exactly. All right, so let's give this song a listen, guys. This is featuring Bonnie Legion and Cher Forgren. Bonnie, do me a favor. Once we got the song playing, I'm gonna move you to the audience again. But if she is on the platform, I don't know if she is, and if you said she is, I'm sorry, because
She is.
do share the link for her profile, of course, because that's the whole point of this show, is
Gotcha.
to show everybody else the amazing talent that we have on the platform. That's the whole point of the show. So we're gonna go ahead and play the song, and then Bonnie's gonna do me that favor, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more. We still have about half hour to burn before the show is officially over, and we'll see what happens after that. So this song is called "I Am Sorry." This is also Qittrix featuring Bonnie Legion and Cher Forgren.
There's a movement and it's starting in my soul, leaving embers on the floor. You don't know me anymore. With this feeling I am burning to the core, leaving ashes on the floor, 'cause you don't need me anymore. The ropes of our love bind me helpless, leave me faceless. I need a change. The words from your mouth stained and reckless, leaving me breathless in your body of rain. I'm sorry for the pain, I'm sorry for the blame, I'm sorry for the shame that took us down. I'm sorry you're alone, hearing silence on the phone, feeling anxious to the bones inside of me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Spinning circles around the sun like a bullet from a gun, moving desperate for love that can never be. I am sorry, can't explain. I am sorry, I'm insane. I am sorry for the pain of the gravity. I I'm sorry.
How special was that? That was awesome, guys. Now, I did not know about this girl, and I am officially following her, and I'm gonna check what she has been doing because this is pretty amazing. Critics, tell me, how did this song came to be? Was it also one of your, like, you just wrote the whole thing and sent some tracks to Bonnie, and then Bonnie said, "Hey, listen, you want to do some vocals on this song with me?" And then 2 hours later, we got this hit. Is that how it happened? Again, a 2 hour job became a hit.
This one took a little longer, but yeah,
3
the
hours.
process was pretty much the same. The process was pretty much the same. It started out with just a piano and so on. But after we did the recording, I had done one track with Cher. It was actually a cover. I have to say it right. It was
Okay.
Cool Kids. Cool Kids. That song. I did a cover of that. And I heard Bonnie and Cher together on the song Along the Bottom. That's not my track. That's something she did with Cher. Um,
And then you
but
knew you had to get them again. The voices blend together perfectly.
Yeah, they work. They just work. It's like pure magic. When they sing together, it just works. They complement each other very well. And I heard the track when the recording was finished. I mixed everything together, and at first I thought it was finished, but then I started thinking, how about if we would involve Cher in this, if she is up for that. And so we asked her, and she actually instantly said yes, and that's kind of how it went. She said yes, and she recorded. She got the lyrics, and she recorded the harmony, and I got it back, and it was just perfect. It just works.
You know, that's something. This is something that only the people that do mixing or producing would know. Maybe the people that have done even some singing might not be aware of, but there is something to be said about finding compatible voices, because you can have somebody sing on a track, and I've done some producing myself. I in that sense I've been lucky because my brothers also sing, Pechi sings, and my brother Jose sings. So when I've done tracks, I usually use them.
I sing as well.
No, but my point is
and
compatible
under the shower.
voices. Yeah, we're talking about compatible voices, you know, because I've had situations to where a band would come into the studio I used to have, and I would grab a singer and I would put in the bass player, let's say, to the backup, and the voices just collided. It wasn't meshing, and I not all the EQ in the world was not going to fix it. You know, it's almost like there's some sort of vocal DNA that needs to be compatible. If that makes any sense at all, I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah,
I get you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a track that it has been released. It's called Beaten. It's a pretty new track. I had someone else record a chorus over that song, and I was trying to kind of mix it in with the vocals Bonnie sent me.
And it wasn't working.
At first, I thought it was working, but then I mixed it and I mastered it, and I was listening to it again, and I thought it didn't work for me. It just didn't work. And so yeah, I took them out, and it's not, yeah, the way it is now, it's 100 times better. I'm still thinking about maybe just uploading it and see what others think of it. But for me, with the other artists in it, he has a good voice and he can sing, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, if it
they
blends,
didn't, it
yeah.
didn't come together.
Crystal, you were gonna say, did you have an experience with this too? Because I know you were gonna say something about vocal blending.
Well, yeah, basically that, like I used to sing in a choir when I was in school, and there was one girl in that group whose voice and my voice just, I couldn't tolerate the sound when they combined. It was just like nails on a chalkboard. But on top of that, I have also noticed that with my sister, my mum, and my brother, when we used to have big family sing-alongs with the guitar sort of thing, our harmonies that we could provide, like at the even when we sang the same damn note, it was almost like a harmony because our voices were tonally similar. It was trippy as fuck. Our voices would all meld together, and it sort of reminds me of like why the Corrs were really successful. They were all brothers and sisters. Their voices were like genetically set up to sound good together. And yeah, I don't know. I
there might
haven't
be something.
collabed with too
There
many
might be
people.
something exactly like that, almost like DNA compatibility. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I would have to ask somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about because I don't. But
Yeah.
but my brothers, because obviously we're siblings, when we sing together, we really don't. There's no much mixing required. It's kind of like, okay, just get the levels in there. Yeah, there you go. Sounds good. Has not been the case with other
Something
people.
to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've seen it before with families like, I guess like the Jackson Five. Their voices all worked amazing together.
Oh, of course.
So, like there's probably something to this, but yeah.
Petchy's saying that he has to auto-tune me, so I have to complain now.
Oh, do you guys know about the Veronicas there?
No.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What is that?
Yeah,
Well,
they're a great group.
they're two Australian female identical twins that are singers.
And are they amazing?
No, they're really good.
And they have trippy voices, but they can do the voice thing. They can swap out for one another because they're identical twins, so they basically make the exact same fucking sound. It's trippy.
So cool. I would love a double me. That would be amazing.
I know,
I need
right?
like 6. I'd have a whole choir.
We're getting close. We're getting close. We're already cloning stuff. We cloned the sheep. We cloned a monkey. We're getting
Actually,
close.
I'm going to be cloned in the year 3045. There was this show on YouTube of this guy. This guy had this show where he'd bring you the news from the year 3045. This guy's name's Randy Hoyle, and he's an author. I love him. He's been one of my longtime fans. We started a relationship, talking back and forth because somebody had made fun of him on his video. Is this old guy, and they were calling him something or whatever, and I stuck up for him, and ever since then he's just stuck around. But he entered me into his show and brought me the news from 3045, and it turns out that I am going to be cloned, and so there will be clones of me, and my songs will be sang in stadiums like all over the world. So prepared for that. Year 3045.
Damn
Bonnie
straight.
Legion is going to be cloned. You could even go look on YouTube. It's there. It's
Well,
fast. It's on
if we
YouTube.
put it, we gotta put it on Steam because if it's not on a blockchain, it can get deleted.
Oh,
but if
that's
it's
true.
on
You know what? I
Steam,
should.
Yeah.
I'm going to share that. I'm going to find that and share that. Yeah.
you have to do it.
Fully should.
You have to do it.
It
Now,
must be done.
I probably won't make it to 3045. I'm not sure, but
You never know.
so
I
I'm
still
not gonna
hope
be able to.
aliens-
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fact check you on that one, but but do put it on the blockchain. That'd be crazy if it
I
actually
have
does
no
happen.
plans to die. I'll be there.
Yeah.
All
that'd be-
right.
So, anyways, we are getting almost to the end of the show. Believe it or not, guys, we've been talking for an hour and 42 minutes, which is pretty crazy because it doesn't feel like it. At least it doesn't feel like it at all to me. And it's 10:42 right now, my time. That means we got about 18 minutes to go. And now I want to make sure that we play the special song. So, tell me about this special song, the one that you said you have not uploaded it to Steam it yet. What is it all about? Who, why, because, and all that good stuff.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
go for it.
You go for it.
Well, this song is actually the final song of a new album that's coming out pretty soon. It's called Find a Home. Well, what can I say? It's pretty much the same process as ever. I write a piano track and I send it to Bonnie. But holy shit.
It's okay, brother.
It's
Tell me.
definitely the closing piece.
I'm trying to find a word, but it's
Okay.
It's 5 in the morning this end, so yeah, it's kind of
That is crazy.
blurry.
By the way, Qittrix, I am glad you stayed up this late. It kind of every now and then it slips my mind that you're a time traveler, and for you it's Thursday and it's 5 a.m. and all this stuff. So I am sorry, and I'm trying to pump you up. I'm like, dude, come on, bro, come on, you gotta have some like energy, and you're like, man, it's 5 a.m. I keep on forgetting.
So it's actually a fun fact. If I'm seeing that correct, yeah, 4:44. It's exactly this time next week. I'm gonna be 26. Woo.
Wow.
Yes,
My birthday.
Well,
birthday
happy
coming up.
birthday for
Happy
that.
birthday. Yay.
Happy birthday, brother.
And sorry,
26.
did you say 26?
It's a baby.
You're this
Yeah.
talented at
Yeah.
26.
That's
Holy
amazing, bro.
shit.
That's amazing. At 26 and
He's
you're
a
doing this
genius.
stuff.
He is a
Still
genius. He's a
unaccomplished.
prodigy. He is. He's a prodigy.
Yeah, when I was 26, man, I don't even know if I had one single night where I was sober. Really, that's what I was doing.
Actually, I think I
I
think I might
never
have just
drink
had
a
a
drop
kid.
of alcohol.
Yeah, and I say that, and I'm self-conscious about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I had one single night where I was sober when I was 26. All right, so let's play the song. This one's called "Finding a Home," and just like Qittrix was saying, this is gonna be on a brand new album that Bonnie is gonna release. And is it gonna be just songs that you and Bonnie have done, or is it gonna be a compilation of different producers?
This is just me and Bonnie, and yeah, I'm sorry is on it as well. So yeah, it's a track with Cher as well, but it's mostly just me and Bonnie.
And this is
Awesome.
our second album that we've released that's just us. We have one called Colors of Emotion, and it's all piano tracks. That was our first one that was just all us. And then he's on several of my other compilation albums with multiple producers. And then this will be our second full release that's just us. And it's a mix. There's a lot of the piano stuff kind of coming in. Lost in Silence will be in there. There's a lot of these piano tracks. And then there's a bunch of the dance track type stuff. That Feel My Rage is going to be on there. And Beaten.
Oh, Feel My Rage is
and
great. Love that
Jackass and Monster. There's some like heavier tunes, and then it comes back down again to these kind of slower ones you guys have been hearing today. But this is the last track on it. Really kind of closes it out, and kind of the message and the feeling and everything. You guys will pick up on it. You're that type of people, so you'll get it.
Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and play this one. This one's called "Find a Home." This is also another track by Qittrix, featuring Bonnie Legion.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
MSP
Yeah.
Waves.
Please note, feel special, because this is 100% exclusive. It's not on the blockchain, and like I said, it's probably gonna be there tomorrow. But tonight, you get to be the first people to listen to this. All right, so here we go.
I'm excited.
All I wanna do is write these songs, sit in the feeling of where I belong. Pass me a smile, make me a friend. I'm not an enemy with selfish ends. All I wanna do is move along, hold the debate for right and wrong. Pass me a smile wherever I roam, as we build our sound and we find a home. Everybody has something in mind, something to seek, something to find. Some days I'm high on my grind and I can't sleep even though I try. What about that guy who says I'm fake and I don't know why? All these opinions, bucket of stones, pulled down deep to the marrow in my bones. It's no secret I might make you mad, but I'm not trying to do that. I don't know you and this is sad. It's no secret, and here I'm glad, 'cause you don't know me, and you don't own me, and I make freedom, and this is rad. All I wanna do is write these songs, sit in the feeling of where I belong. Pass me a smile, make me a friend. I'm not an enemy with selfish ends. All I wanna do is move drive for miles, go inside, and some asshole's rude. He makes a comment that I fit some box. Don't know me from Adam, but in this small town, the gossip, it squawks. It's no secret, I might make you mad, but I'm not trying to do that. I don't know you, and this is sad. No, it's no secret, and here I'm glad, 'cause you don't know me, and you don't own me, and I make freedom, and this is rad. All I wanna do is write these songs, sit in the feeling of where I belong. Pass me a smile, make me a friend. I'm not an enemy with selfish ends. All I wanna do is move along, hold the debate for right and wrong. Pass me a smile wherever I roam, as we build our sound and we find our home. All I wanna do is write these songs, sit in the feeling of where I belong. Pass me a smile, make me a friend. I'm not an enemy with selfish ends. All I wanna do is move along, hold the debate for right and wrong. Pass me a smile wherever I roam, as we build our sound and we find our home.
Man, what a track. I don't know which ones I like better. That's a good problem to have, right? It's like I don't know. What about you, Crystal? Have you decided
I
which
love
one you
them
like
all.
better? Like, can you tell me which is the best one?
God.
No,
No.
I get it.
It's too hard to choose. They're all too good.
Yeah, I'm like, every time we hear the next one, I'm like, yeah, this is the best one we played tonight. And then the next one comes and says, no, this is the one, the best track we played tonight.
That's a good thing. That's what we want.
Yeah, this one's very special, very powerful lyrics. Bonnie, you got to tell me, what was that all about? Like, I mean, I know that you're like get angry and put some stuff and all. Like, I could sense the anger, I can sense some frustration in there, I can sense some empowerment. Tell me, what was going on?
Well, for me, I go through like a lot of shit here in the town. I come from a small town, and very religious background. I've talked about this before. Very Christian background. My uncle, who just passed away recently, actually, which is amazing because he was so young, the pastor of the church here in Mount Shasta, Christian church, and so I grew up in this. And when I broke away and started doing music, people didn't much like that. It changed a lot of things in my life when I started to fall away from organized religion and everything it stood for, and open myself up to the world. And they thought following in the ways of the world and sinner and things like that. And she dresses too sexy. She said shit in her lyrics. Did you hear that song? She's cussing. And
Oh, God.
I've gone through.
They would not want to hear me talk.
It's bad. It's pretty bad here. I could go on about it forever. It's actually affected my life traumatically. And so it's like, this is where the music comes from. This is where it all is. This is where I broke out and was just like, I'm going to live and I'm going to try to find out who I am. But this song right here just kind of symbolizes what it's like to be me here. Is like, all I want to do is everybody's talking and everybody's yabbering and jabbering, behind the scenes, people in my family, people from the church, because as my uncle being the pastor of one of the biggest churches in this town, and I grew up in it, everybody knew who I was and stuff. And so it's like, over the years, it's just been the Siobhan's falling away from God type of thing. But I just wanted in the song to express, all I want to do is write these songs, sit in a feeling of where I belong, pass me a smile, make me your friend. I'm not your enemy with selfish ends. I don't want to fight with you people. And it's like, I get all this hate from people. And it's like, you're supposed to be the Christian-y, Jesus-y type of people. I mean, I know how it is. I was one of them once, totally trying to preach it to God, preach it to everybody, and make sure everybody was saved so they're not going to hell. But
This is my favorite song now, by the way. Now I have to say, it's extremely powerful, and in more ways than one.
I just gave
Absolutely.
it to raw. That's how they come out so easily, is this Qittrix will give me a real emotion. He's feeling something right then. He's feeling this thing right then. He was going through some stuff, and he was talking about, he wanted to bringing friends back together, people just being missing friends or something. I can't remember it. He was telling me about how he was feeling with the track. And so I had that kind of in mind, it's like he's talking about, friends and getting together and friends being back together from old and stuff. And I was just thinking about all the people like around here and all the shit that I get from people like around here, or people will talk stuff or say things, and it just blows my mind. And he sends me this emotion, and then I just let it kind of pour out. Like ones like that one, they get written immediately. Like sometimes it'll take days for a track, but like that one right there, it's just like he sent it to me. I'm like, okay, I got it. And he's like, he knows I'm going to work quickly too. So he's like pressuring me on that end. He's like, do you have it yet? Do you have it yet? Is it there? Anything? And then I send it to him. I'm like, okay, I got to get into the zone. I've written the lyrics and there's a lot. So just like, and he's like, so have you recorded? I'm like, no, I need to like breathe. I need to like forget about the song for a minute, because when I record it, I want nothing in my head. Like I've written the lyrics. I know how I think it's going to go. And then once I turn the microphone on, I can't even look back at it. Nothing. I turn the microphone on, I press record, and then I look at the lyrics, and then I just start letting it go, like wherever. And then once I hit the first one where I'm like, yeah, that's it, then I go over it again and again, maybe 2 or 3 times with like vocal layers, and just like let it build out and just kind of let it naturally fall out. And when it really comes out naturally like that, when I just let it, sometimes I freestyle lyrics, like I'll just freestyle an entire verse, and that gets caught. That just gets kept. And that kind of happened in the second verse there, was like, I need groceries and the kids need food. I drive for miles. I go inside and some asshole's rude. and I just kept that, and I just kept it. And so that just kind of, and then that stuff works. That always is the best.
Because it's real. Because that's why it works. Because you weren't faking. You weren't faking anything. That's why it works. Exactly. Because it's so easy to. It's so easy to connect the truth.
That's the key right there, guys. That's the golden ticket. Just let it be real. When you just let your real emotions come out, you don't even have to sound good. Like you could have a terrible voice or whatever. You can if you mean it and you feel it.
It's like
I use the Janis Joplin thing, but she had a really good voice. I actually do like Janis's voice, but sometimes people are like, oh, she sounds like shit. But man, when she fucking let it out, when she was like, cry,
oh yeah,
you're just like, oh my god, how do you
somebody
argue?
who is not in the audience today, and I don't want to say who because there's some drama involved on this whole scenario right now. But somebody said the other day, says, I don't care if you song like a chainsaw, like if you sing like a chainsaw, just make me feel it, damn it.
Yes, bleed it.
And I laugh, but it's so true. What's the name of that guy? Give me the name, because my brain's not working right now. What's the name of that guy? He's really famous, kind of jazz singer that just had this like really raspy voice, and it got worse and worse and worse over the years. He died in his 60s. Somebody help me out. What's the name of that guy? Tom Waits. That guy.
Man, I would have never got that.
Well, no, Tom Waits. Well, because he had one of the worst. Yeah, Tom Waits had one of the worst voices you ever heard. Like if he was to go to a vocal teacher, and the vocal teacher was okay, let me hear what you got. The vocal teacher would be like, nah, dude, I don't want to take your money. I swear. But the truth of the matter is that he made you feel it. So like, screw what I guess you could say pros would say, or the standard was. Screw it. Who cares? Who gives a damn? He made you feel it. There's a story, and I could be exaggerating the story, but I don't mind people fact checking me. But I think it was Rod Stewart. Was one of these famous singers that the vocal teacher actually told him, hey, listen, no, you don't have it, man. Don't do it. Like, don't go for a singing career. You're not gonna make it.
I love those stories.
Isn't that crazy? Because if you start breaking those down, especially, obviously, it's not the case of Bonnie, by the way. Bonnie, you have a ridiculous voice. Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you.
But So I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those weird voices out there that if you break it down to the technicals, you go like, okay, air control, disgusting. Pitch, all over the place. It's like, okay, diaphragm, do they have power? None. It's like, so how in the hell? Well, they make you feel it.
They feel it. It's all about the genuine feeling. That's what music is. It's about the genuine feeling. You can't fake that stuff. Everybody, you can feel it. You can feel it. You can't fake it.
Being able to convey that
real.
emotion.
Yeah, give it to him real.
Hey, listen, we are basically, the show is technically speaking over. I think Ron is the one that's running board right now. Could be wrong. But what I am going to do, here's what I'm going to do, because same thing we did last week. There's a lot of people in here today, and to say that we have to stop having a conversation would be to basically fake news everybody, and that's not my intention. So what I am going to do, though, is we are going to officially end the show right now. So I'm gonna thank everybody who showed up to the show. I'm gonna thank every single person who has shared their emotions and has been brave enough to be vulnerable, to admit that they felt it just like I did, because it was amazing. We shared some beautiful music. I want to thank Qittrix for being brave enough to be here today and talk a little bit. I know he was a little worried about this, but he did awesome, my brother, and we shared some amazing music.
Qittrix!
And thank you, Bonnie, for being so awesome as always. Thank you
for being you.
Thank you, Crystal, for joining me again. And
No worries.
And that's going to be it for the official show, guys. So thank you so much for being here. And this is going to be Mendo signing out on the official show. And we're going to go into overtime. So overtime is a whole different story. So I'm going to stop the recording right now.